This next question comes from Devin, who asks, Dear Hank and John, as spooky season, aka the best season, approaches and stores display new Halloween wares, it occurred to me that somehow humanity collectively decided ghosts would be represented by placing a white sheet with eye holes in it over one's head, like in Scooby-Doo. Why? Why is this the way? When and how did sheets over our bodies and moaning "ooh" become the universal standard ghost? If you're able to provide any information, become the universal ghost standard. Stairway to Devon. It's got to be just an ease of access thing, right? It's like you got a sheet, you got a child, you got to have a costume, you got to make a ghost.
No, I don't think it goes back to that. I think it goes back to burial shrouds. That would be my guess.
Oh.
Because burial shrouds were a much bigger deal than coffins until, like, I don't know, like the late 1700s, early 1800s or something. And so when the dead would wake up, they would be wearing their burial shrouds. And so they would basically look like they were wearing sheets with... But they, but then you need to see as a human, and so you cut eye holes in the sheet.
Yeah.
That would be my guess.
Is Casper the Friendly Ghost just sort of bundled up in his little burial shroud? That makes me a little sad.
Well,
I never realized Casper had died, Casper's the little boy who died.
It's very sad now that you mention it. It's like almost always when ghosts are played for laughs, I want to be like, hold on a second. There's a tragedy here.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Sometimes it's like an old lady, and it's like, yeah, old lady died.
No, but like Moaning Myrtle is a bunch of ha funny.
Yeah, but she did.
There's nothing ha or funny about the situation.
Yeah.
I, for one, do not want to be buried in a burial shroud, just so you know.
I think that we've skipped over burial shrouds and now we just have regular old suits. Do you want a regular old suit, or do you want to wear something special?
No, I just want to wear like my my AFC Wimbledon suit, I guess, if I were to die tomorrow. My nice suit with the AFC Wimbledon lining.
Oh, I thought you meant like the kit. Like you just like...
No, not like a full kit, like with my shorts that have DFTBA on them. No, thank you. Just some kind of... I think I'd probably want to dress up for the occasion. But the main thing, Hank, and I know I've said this before, but I literally can't say it enough, is that I'd like to be buried at the very top of Crown Hill Cemetery, directly above James Whitcomb Riley, the other famous Indiana author.
This is the guy who wrote Little Orphan Annie.
He wrote Little Orphan Annie, which was first titled The Elf Child. Thank God they changed it to Little Orphan Annie.
I'm having a moment because I looked up Little Orphan Annie just now. So Annie is what I'm most familiar with, the 1982 film.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
Which was based on the 1977 Broadway musical of the same name.
Correct.
Which was based on Little Orphan Annie, the comic strip created by Harold Gray. Which was further based on Little Orphan Annie, the book by Charles Whitcomb Riley.
James Whitcomb Riley.
Whatever.
But I love that you don't know his name.
By Charles Nelson Riley.
Charles Nelson Riley. And the best part, Hank, about Annie being based on a Broadway show, being based on a comic strip, being based on a poem called Little Orphan Annie. The best part about that is that the main character of Little Orphan Annie is named Little Orphan Allie. And the only reason the poem is called Little Orphan Annie is because of a typesetter mistake.
What?
Yeah. The whole thing should have been called Allie. It's a girl named Mary Alice
I don't
Smith.
think that was a mistake. I think that was an editorial choice. They were like, Little Orphan Allie. Annie sounds way better.
Riley wanted to call it Little Orphan Alley, but a typesetting error during printing renamed the poem to its current form. And so you're reading this poem that's about a child named Allie that's called Little Orphan Annie.
The rest of the poem is still about Allie?
That I don't know. You can actually listen to James Whitcomb Riley read this poem because he's not that old.
Well, he's dead. He's the same age as all the other dead people. Is that how that works?
Let me see. Little Orphan. They seem to. Yeah. It's Little Orphan Annie throughout the poem because of a typesetter error.
Okay.
It's not a very long poem. You know, this guy.
There was a fourth adaptation that just happened in 2021. I think I've seen clips from it.
Yeah.
They're still
on
at
TikTok, which is how we watch movies now.
I gotta say, John, I don't know if you deserve to be up there. This guy's stuff's still happening.
You don't think there's going to be versions of The Fault in Our Stars made in 2070? Strong disagree.
I am really looking forward to the Broadway musical Everything is Tuberculosis.
I am too. It's going to be a hit. I mean, people are going to love it.
Could we?
I am really. I can't wait. I can't wait for the thrilling multi-studio bidding war over the movie rights for Everything is Tuberculosis, my hit nonfiction book about tuberculosis. That's what I'm most excited about.
Oh man, somebody's going to want to turn it into a Netflix documentary, I'm sure, and they'll pay like they'll have a budget of $300.
I want to say no to that because I don't have any desire to go through that whole process again. But I also feel compelled to say yes to it because, like, the reason the book exists is to expand awareness of TB.
Yeah, you should do it if it comes up. But the guest lecture probably will reach more people than a Netflix documentary.
I don't know. Netflix documentaries, man. I just watched the one about Vince McMahon.
Yeah, but that's the one about Vince McMahon.
I never thought of Vince McMahon one way or the other until
you got to have some real criminals going on in your tuberculosis book to get a good Netflix documentary.
There's some criminals. Some criminals.
All right.
Like all of us are really participating in the crime that is the ongoing horror of tuberculosis, the world's deadliest infectious disease.
I found that when I made jokes like that doing stand-up comedy, people really love them. That really lands well.
Good. All right. Well, maybe I'll write a stand-up comedy special about TB to go with your stand-up special about cancer.
I love the engineering challenge of building a grave on that hovers upon another person's grave. You're gonna have to stay alive for a while so we can build that hover technology. But
Elon's got me.